Sony's Xperia Z5 Premium is the flagship Sony phone we've been waiting for. While the regular Xperia Z5 was pretty much a reissue of the Z4 before it, the Z5 Premium comes with a larger screen with a whopping 4K resolution. The screen's actual resolution is 3840 by 2160 pixels, which equates to around 801 pixels per inch on its 5.5-inch screen. Now that's the highest resolution I've ever seen on a phone, and in fact it's about double the resolution you'll get on the iPhone 6s Plus. However, can you actually tell the difference? Well, to my eyes, no, not really. Even when I put the same high-res photos side by side on this and the iPhone, I couldn't really tell a lot of difference. And the same goes for high-definition video as well. Maybe if you've got particularly keen vision and you get right up close to the screen, you might see some small differences, but it certainly isn't a difference that reaches out and smacks you in the face. And given the price, I really would want it to do that. Physically, there's no question, but it's part of Sony's Xperia line. It's got a glossy, minimalist design, and Sony has made the sides a lot more squared off. It's still waterproof, although Sony no longer recommends submerging it in the water. Instead, the waterproofing is just designed to keep it safe from spilled drinks or when you're taking calls in the rain. What you can't do, though, is use it for underwater photography. Speaking of photography though, the camera is one of the Z5 Premium's trump cards with a whopping 23 megapixel sensor. It can take some great shots with plenty of colour and loads of detail, and of course it can shoot video in 4K as well. And on this one, of course, you can even watch the footage back in 4K. Inside, it's running on a Qualcomm Snapdragon 810 processor with 3GB of RAM, which makes navigating the Android interface incredibly swift. Gaming is of course handled extremely well, as is photo editing. There's really very little you can throw at this thing to slow it down. You'll also find Android Lollipop software, and on the side is a fingerprint scanner which works quickly and accurately. This phone is worthy of its premium name. It really does do everything you'd expect from a top-end phone, but yet I'm still not quite calling it a triumph. Slapping 4K into a screen sounds impressive on paper, but in reality it doesn't really add all that much to your experience. What it does do is bump up the price. If you're after a high-performance Android phone you can safely use in the rain, the Z5 Premium is definitely worth a look. If waterproofing isn't that important to you though, and you don't really care about bragging about your 4K display, save yourself a bit of money and look elsewhere.